tank on the bike, almost half a bottle of sugar water. Full Natty Nitro, yeah! Post-right glycogen restorer right here. Got white rice with the soy sauce and lekker onion powder. Lekker is a South African slang word that means good. Oh, a nice cold one, eh? Combine 7-Eleven noodles with spaghetti and you've got great shit. Dinner is healthy. We got potato soup here, and it's just potatoes blended with water. Today was another solid endurance ride, and funnily enough I felt better this week riding at 230 watts than I did last week riding at 220 watts. You can see how the elevation was significantly more than last week. I think last week was about 500 meters and this week it was just over 1100, and you can see that reflection in the speed. The average speed was significantly lower too. Whereas last week it was 35 k's an hour, this week it was 33.5. And you can see how the normalized power is really close to the average power, which was 231 or 230. On my Garmin it was 231, but it's really close, so that means it was very steady ride and a lot of calories burned, 3,300. For me, that's more than 800 calories per hour. That's a lot of calories for me to burn for a 4-hour ride. If we look at the analysis, you can see that it was a really steady graph, and sometimes you just got to stop for traffic lights and got to swerve away from traffic and all that, so it makes the graph a little bit erratic, but all in all, very steady ride, very low variability index, under 1 point, 1.1? No, under 1.01, yeah. And cadence is good, 87 RPM, and it's fine if the cadence is a little bit low and you're not going all out. The only time the cadence really matters a lot is when you're pushing really hard on the pedals, or if you want to do like a pre-race ride or something, just to wake up your legs a little bit. That's when cadence really helps quite a lot. So if we have a look here on Golden Cheetah, you can see what I did for the week. Okay, this was the previous week, but we'll look at the previous week and compare it to this week. Training stress score for last week was 842, and training stress score for this week was 817. Now, I think the main reason why this week was lower than last week, and I've kept the critical power the same so that you can compare apples with apples. The reason why it was lower was because the ride time was less. It was actually an hour less this week than it was last week. And also I was struggling on Wednesday with the VO2 max intervals. I couldn't really push a lot of power. So it didn't really help to get the training stress score up. I think if everything had gone well this week, I would have been at least 900 training stress score. But either way, it's fine. I'm still benefiting from this training, as it's a lot higher than the workload that I was used to prior to this. And I think next week we will be seeing a training stress score of well above 900. So there's nothing else really to talk about that's really important. The distance and time was pretty similar from last week to this week. Last week was 477 k's, this week 450, and that's obviously due to the smaller amount of ride time, less ride time. And yeah, let's look at the zones. You can see 47% in the endurance zone, which is perfect. As long as it's 40% or more, it's fine. Active recovery, not so much, 27%. And what's good here is the variety that we get. An hour and 2 minutes in the threshold zone, 35 minutes in the VO2 max zone. So I've got a good amount of time in the VO2 max zone, even though I can hit really high numbers on the day. I still got that good amount of time in zone 5. Anaerobic zone, almost 15 minutes, and 8 minutes, or let's say 9 minutes in the neuromuscular zone. So that means I got 7, 11, 13, 14% of total training time in the high zones, which is great, which is what I was looking for. As long as I get more than 10%, then it's a good training week for me. So that's for week 2. As you can see, week 1 and week 2 are very similar, and the final week is going to be a good one, really going to pick it up to the next level.